All right. So, for those of you that don't know, next Battlefield update is going to be coming out October 28th, I believe, is Tuesday. So they released patch notes today. So I just wanted to kind of cover that, go over the changes. I skimmed through this a little bit earlier, but I didn't look too closely at it. But from what I could tell, it's quite a bit of movement fixes and kind of map adjustments. Some gun nerfs. But it looks like they also buffed some stuff as well. Go through this here. So Battlefield 6 update 1.1.1.0. Say that really fast. We're deploying update on Tuesday, October 28th, followed by the Season 1 launch later that day at the following times. 9 UTC goes live on all platforms. Will be promoted to download and install the update. Prompted to download and install the update, which includes all technical and gameplay changes. Between these times, players can continue to play Battlefield 6 as normal after updating, but Season 1 content and progression will unlock at 15 UTC. Okay. So 8 hours after the update. Okay. Season 1 update marks the next step in our ongoing journey to evolve and expand the Battlefield 6 experience. This includes fixes, balance changes, and quality of life improvements focused on polish, performance, player feedback to deliver an even smoother experience moving forward. So, major updates for 1.1.1.0. I'm just going to call it 1110 because I don't feel like saying that every single time. Improved core movement and animations, including smoother landings, faster stance transitions, better vaulting behavior, and reduced bouncing issues on landing or spawning. I don't know about you. I've experienced a lot of bouncing, as it says, when mantling over things or landing on things, or hell, even just running into like the side of a hill really fast. There's been a couple times it's knocked me like 20 feet up in the air, like not even exaggerating. It's freaking nuts. So it's good they're fixing that. Reworked weapon dispersion to better align accuracy and handling with each weapon's intended design and performance over range. These changes address cases where accuracy behaved inconsistently, such as dispersion not properly settling after sprinting. Bring overall firing behavior closer to the intended balance between precision, control, and weapon power. So that's interesting. I guess the accuracy penalty that you got from sprinting didn't immediately go away after coming out of a sprint. I guess it stayed with you for a little bit in some cases. Did not know that. That is interesting. Significant visibility and lighting improvements with better exposure transitions, interior lighting, and reduced fog and smoke persistence. So I haven't really had any issues with lighting or fog or smoke per se. I have had issues with like outside, like sun bloom effect, especially on Ridge 13. When you're on the side over by D and you look at the sun, it's like you've stared at the face of God and it just melts your face off. There's a couple maps like that. It's like, dear God, it does not need to be that bright. Let's see. Audio overhaul, adding new projectile flybys, destruction, and explosion sounds, refined vehicle and weapon mixes, and improved haptic feedback across multiple interactions. Okay. I haven't really had any issues with the audio. I've seen some complaints about it, but it's been pretty solid for me. UI and HUD updates for clarity and consistency, including overtime indicators, end of round fixes, and new unlock markers for weapons and gadgets. Huh. Okay. The only HUD I have an issue with in the game is the like main menu HUD, like where you pick your game modes and play and your loadouts and all that stuff. I think that's horrific. I think it's dumb. It's a tiny thing, but I think it's dumb that it doesn't just start on like the play screen or like playlist screen. Like you've got to scroll down to pick your game modes and stuff. Like I want it right there. I don't want to have to scroll through stuff, even if it's just once. Like I said, it's nitpicky, but if it's something I'm going to be putting a lot of time into, little things like that start to really annoy me. Let's see. Map fixes across multiple locations, resolving spawn animations, out-of-bound issues, misaligned assets, and general stability across conquest, breakthrough, and rush modes. Yeah, there's been a few times I've spawned under the map, or spawned kind of in things that's like launched me, like physically launched me. But yeah, I've spawned under the map and had to myself from the menu so I could respawn. So these are a lot of little changes. We'll just kind of skim through this real quick. Fix an issue where combat dive. Adjusted misaligned character hitboxes for upper body and head to better match the visual models. That's pretty significant. So I could explain some of the weird hit registry issues we've been seeing. Also fixed an issue where movement can interrupt steady aim. Interesting. Animations. Landing animations now have their animation path properly centered instead of shifting to the side with landing. That's happened to me a couple times when like diving. Let's see. Fixed visual issue causing weapons to appear rotated incorrectly after spawning. That has happened to me where my gun has been like, instead of me like holding it like this, it's like flipped 90 degrees. Like it's like almost pointing up at my face. Oh man. I mean, usually like switching to a gadget and switching back to your weapon fixed it, but yeah, it was just like, what the heck? Let's see here. Fixed an issue where players could get stuck vaulting over objects. That's kind of a big one. Let's see. Visual issue where dead players appeared live while swimming. Interesting. I don't think I ever ran into that. Let's see. Fixed camera jitter issue when entering ladders and looking down. Fixed an issue where weapons of other soldiers get clipped through walls. Yeah, that's a big one. Give away people's positions. Let's see. Improve lighting precision for visibility while hip firing and aiming down sights. Wonder if that's talking about like the well, not sure what that means. Improve lighting precision for visibility while hip firing. Something to do with like the visibility of like looking down scopes, I guess. I don't know. Maybe it wasn't as clear as it was supposed to be. Yeah, the bouncing and landing issues. These are too crazy here. Melee hits could make an enemy briefly invisible. That's an interesting one. I don't think I ever saw that either. Improved training path progression display to better match actual unlocks. That's good. I think the challenges and all that progression displays are kind of ass. Like I've kind of gotten used to it, but like they're not very clear. Causing the camera to rotate abruptly after a takedown. There's been a couple times where I've done a takedown and my camera has like zoomed way back, like outside of my character, and then quickly gone back in. Like it, but like it looks really weird and janky. Like, let's see. Okay, nothing too crazy here. Nothing too crazy here. Fixed an issue where taking melee damage interrupted weapon fire. So wait, so taking melee damage no longer interrupts your weapon fire? I feel like it should. Huh. I mean, this may be a hot take, but I feel like if you take a lot of damage of any kind, it should interrupt your fire. But yeah, that's just me. Yeah, improved lighting, visibility, exposure, fog, all that stuff. That's good. Better animations for vaulting, parachuting, opening doors. Added parachute customization for soldiers. That's kind of cool. Okay. Improved ragdoll impacts for more consistent and reliable reactions. Oh man, I hope that doesn't mean that we're not gonna get people launching like 30 feet up into the air anymore. I kind of liked that. Gadgets. Is it mostly about the glaive? Fix an issue where the MES glaive could block the first-person view during a combat dive. Fix glaive visual issue during. Okay. Fix an issue where defibrillators appeared floating during vaulting animations. Fix an issue where supply pouch would sometimes not resupply correctly. I have experienced that, and it sucks. Run up to a supply pouch and ain't getting anything from it. Not good. Okay. Change the crater size for anti-tank grenades. That takes more hits from a sledgehammer to destroy buildings. Okay. Alright. Weapon changes. Here's the big one. Let's see what they changed. Weapon dispersion has been rebalanced to better match each weapon's damage profile. Okay, we read that bit. Lower damage weapons will now see a slightly higher increase in dispersion when firing, while higher damage weapons will experience slightly less. So if I'm reading that correctly, lower damage weapons, such as pistols, SMGs, I mean, those are the lowest damage weapons, so this is probably mostly going to affect SMGs, perhaps some assault rifles or carbines. But yeah, they're going to get, looks like, it says dispersion when firing. I'm assuming that's either a little more recoil or they're going to get a little bit more bloom. I hope it's not more bloom because bloom is already kind of weird in this game. Hopefully it's just more recoil. Higher damage weapons will experience less. So, oh, you know what? In that lower damage one, I wonder if LMGs fall in that bracket because LMGs actually do pretty low damage. So, I hope they didn't nerf LMGs in any way. I feel like, I don't know. I feel like LMGs don't get a lot of love in this game. I don't know. I feel like they were fine. In my opinion, the DMRs need a pretty big buff. Either in damage or accuracy. I'm not sure. So, something about them that just they're. I don't know. I don't like them. They don't fit well enough between sniper rifles and assault rifles to make sense. But that's my opinion. I don't know. I'm not sure what the change is that needs to be there, but I don't know. That they need to be worked on. All right. Anyway, using sniper rifles with any class other than recon will no longer increase weapons spread. Well, that's good. That's good. So before, when you were recon and you use a sniper rifle, where you aimed, within reason, taking bullet drop into account, where you aimed is where the shot went. There was no RNG where the shot was going to go. Like, it was going to hit where you aimed. Other classes, there was a little bit of a spread. It wouldn't always hit right where you aimed. So they've gotten rid of that. Which I think that makes sense. I mean, whether you're recon or not, you're still trained soldiers. It's still the same freaking gun. Shouldn't really make that big of a difference. Instead, weapon sway will now begin during the zoom transition, maintaining balance and distinguishing recon's precision advantage. Okay, so you're going to have more scope sway. Not a huge deal. Fixed a misalignment issue with top-mounted red dot sights. Fixed an issue, long suppressor used the wrong attachment point cost for some weapons. Through reticle settling for automatic weapons to make burst firing more efficient. Okay, that's good. So they're rewarding, controlling your fire a little more. This issue where using bipod to do less complex geometry could throw the player off position while prone. Okay. Yeah. Sledgehammer got a slight nerf. Fixed an issue preventing players from leaving the firing range. That's a big one. Alright. Don't know if I'm going to go through all of these. Yeah, they improved the lighting and stuff and transitions on some maps. Added visible bomb meshes to armed MCOMs in Rush. Okay, that's a good one. Updated overtime UI visualization across all modes. I guess to make it look a little bit more obvious that you're in overtime. Okay. This one I experienced probably every other match. Fixed an issue where the game mode UI could display incorrect scores or fail to update during a round. Okay. All right. Okay. Some minor things, nothing too crazy. Added new markers for newly unlocked weapons, weapon packages, attachments, gadgets, and throwables. Okay. Updated 3D previews for certain gadgets to show their deployed state. Added preview videos demonstrating how gadgets work. That's awesome. That's really cool. I like that. Added new cosmetic options for selected gadgets. Okay. Alright. Fix various UI issues in the loadouts. Interesting. Okay. So single player and stuff. Whole bunch of audio. Okay. I'm going to go over the audio. Yeah, this is it. Go to EA's website. Read this in detail if you want to. But yeah, those are the patch notes. Looks like generally positive things. And then for those of you that don't know, we will be getting a few more gadgets, weapons. We'll vehicles. I know we're getting at least one new map, Blackwell Fields, which is supposedly supposed to be a little bigger than Liberation Peak. Ridge 13. It's also Eastwood. I don't know off the top of my head if that's like its own map or if that's the Battle Royale map. I'm not sure. But yeah, and then we get the Battle Royale. So we're getting all that on the 28th. Then I think a few weeks after that, we get another map. And then I think a few weeks after that, we get the winter event, which is going to change some of the maps, like how they look a little bit. Like they'll look like they're snowy and have weather effects and stuff like that. So that's cool.